All right, let's go ahead with step 4. In the previous videos, we've looked at steps 1, step 2, and 3, and now we're going to look at step 4 and 5, and that will finish up basically our exercise program and implementation. And hopefully, after watching these videos, you'll have a pretty good understanding of how to program design and implement and design some type of program that is accordance with what your goals and what you would like to achieve. Step 4 is talking about exercise order, and what order should we, or in what sequence should we put our resistance training exercises. Exercise order is the sequence of resistance exercises performed during one training session. Exercise order, we're talking about power, we're talking about core, then assistant exercises. And if we remember, when we're talking about power exercises, we're looking at those Olympic style lifts, the power cleans, the snatches, the push press, hang cleans, different free weight type exercises. If we're looking at core work, we're looking at abdominal, lower back, we're looking at different abdominal exercises, the planks, the Pilates type things that we did at the very beginning of our course on Saturday. And then assistant exercises are the machine exercises. That's basically keeping our muscles balanced, not having to necessarily have a spotter with, and doesn't necessarily require as much activation within those secondary muscles. Power exercises, as the ones I've just mentioned, should be performed first in a training session. Of course, this is going to be tailored to you. If you are just beginning, then this does not necessarily have to occur. You start with what you need to start with, but if we are more advanced, then this is potentially what you should be starting with, followed by other non-power or core exercises, and then assistant exercises should be the order that we are looking at. Now, of course, if we're not as experienced and we're not doing these power exercises, then we need something that is working our core after our warm-up, and then we go ahead and get into our assistance exercises. Upper and lower body exercises for us beginning individuals, we can alternate. Even the athletes that are coming up with the program, you can alternate upper and lower body exercises in order to get the most out of the one time that we meet per week, or the 5 or several times that we meet during this quick 8-week time frame. One method of providing the opportunity for athletes or individuals to recover more fully between exercises is to alternate upper body exercises with lower body exercises. If the exercises are performed with minimal rest periods, you're going to see this referred to as circuit training. It's something as far as putting several exercises together. Maybe you're doing 3 sets of 12 of each exercise, and you want to create a circuit designed for upper body and lower body. So maybe you alternate bicep curls with leg curls, and then tricep extensions with leg extensions. These are alternating upper body and lower body. You're performing one set of bicep curls, then you go to one set of leg curls, then you go to one set of tricep extensions, then you go to one set of leg extensions. Those are 4 different exercises, 2 for upper body, 2 for lower body, alternating back and forth. It's giving your upper body a rest because you're performing the reps or the repetitions for that lower body exercise, and then going back to upper body, vice versa. I hope you caught on to that. That's called circuit training. Okay. These push and pull exercises alternating is another method of improving recovery and recruitment between exercises. Alternating pushing exercises such as bench press, shoulder press, or tricep extensions, that's all working. Those are all pushing exercises. Alternating these with pulling exercises such as lat pull downs, bent over row, or bicep curls. Now, these are all upper body exercises, but once again, we're still alternating them because we are working different muscle groups. So a push exercise with a pull exercise, and vice versa. The bench press, shoulder press, tricep extensions, those are all pushing movements. The pulling movements are going to be those lat pull downs, bent over rows, and bicep curls. Once we get those videos up of those particular lifts, hopefully the push-pull exercises will make more sense to you if they don't already make sense now. Supersets and compound sets, and you'll see this within Chapter 4 and Chapter 8 of your textbook as well if you're reading those chapters, which hopefully you are. Supersets are going to involve 2 sequentially performed exercises that stress 2 opposing muscles or muscle areas. Now, if we remember from the videos before, these muscle areas are going to be called the agonist and the antagonist muscles. So, for example, a bicep curl, your agonist is going to be bicep brachii, and then your antagonist is going to be your tricep. Okay, so that's what a superset is. A superset is involving two sequentially performed exercises that stress two opposing muscles or muscle areas. So my example would be doing supersetting bicep curls with tricep extensions. Okay, so instead of taking just 30 seconds to a minute of rest after that one set of bicep curls, you immediately go into tricep extensions. That keeps your heart rate up, that keeps the fat burning. It doesn't keep you stagnant throughout your workout, and that's what's called a superset. Now, I wouldn't suggest this all the time, but you can throw supersets within your workout if you would like. A compound set is involved in sequentially performing two different exercises for the same muscle group. Okay, so you may go with tricep extensions and then closed grip bench press. Both of these are sequentially performing two different exercises, but you're still working the triceps. You're still working that same muscle group. Step 5, your training loads and your repetitions. Terminology used to quantify and qualify mechanical work. If we see mechanical work, we're looking at force times displacement. Volume load is a practical measure for the quantity of work performed in resistance training, and then volume load is going to basically equal your weight in units and times your repetitions. The arrangement of these repetitions and sets affect the intensity value, a measure of the quality of work performed. I know this sounds like a lot. I know this seems very, very technical and very, very advanced. Basically, what I want you to get out of this slide is just your volume is going to equal your weights times your repetitions. If you're doing more repetitions with more weights, of course, your volume load is going to increase. If you do more weights with less repetitions, your volume load could still increase. If you do less weight with more repetitions, your volume load could somewhat stay the same, okay? But if we're up in reps and we're up in weight, of course, your volume load is going to up as well. Relationship between load and repetitions. The heavier the load, normally the lower the number of repetitions that can be performed. We went over this in our first lecture on Saturday morning right before we started the program. Load is commonly characterized as a percentage of a 1 rep max. We know what that 1 RM means. That's a 1 repetition max. Or as a repetition maximum, which you see that 1 RM.